morning everyone. I'm filming this on Saturday for Sunday because the weather is really bad here at the moment. There's snow on the hills up in the Highlands, and we're having torrential rain here, absolutely sheeting off the guttering like no tomorrow. And our net has been really bad for a few days. It's everything goes off. It's not just the broadband, it's your phone, everything. So it doesn't matter what network you're on, our area is having problems there. So I'm going to get this recorded early, and hopefully it won't cut off the internet before I get this done. So today I'm going to be showing you Paulette's Nature's Blush new kit on Zibbit. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's one that saves ink. She's done a couple of kits at the moment to save a bit of ink, which is lovely, because if you've got something like my Canon that's on cartridges, it can cost you a fortune. I mean, when I was doing volunteering, you could spend £50 a month just on cartridges. So I've printed this gorgeous kit off, and I've made a stationery folio. So I'm just going to pop that to one side a moment and give you a quick view of what we have. Now I've put it on to a sheet, which makes it a little bit easier for you to see. And I'm recording a bit higher up today, so hopefully you'll be able to see better. So as you can see, she's left spaces which I'm going to play with later on another video when I do the BB craft video this week. But these are just so beautiful. They are really lovely papers, and as soon as I saw them, I thought, well, I know the girls here like florals and they like pretty things, and these are just really beautiful. Isn't that bird gorgeous? I like the colour palette on this as well, because you've got the gold along with the soft pink, which really goes together beautifully. Now these with the edges are stamps. Now you can either print them off as a postcard, or you can put them right down and make them into a stamp. And these are the fronts of postcards. Now here I've put this right down small, but I'll show you these little journaling cards shortly when I go into my folio. And these are bookmarks, which are really lovely, and you can also use them for belly bands. And then on this ephemera sheet, you've got a lovely tag, which I'll show you shortly, and you've got other lovely elements in here. And again, if you put them down small, obviously you can make so much with cards and mini ephemera, and you can use them for clusters, which I absolutely love doing clusters. And the envelopes, they are so beautiful. I really love the envelopes, and that's what inspired me to do a stationery folio today. Now these are the actual, more postcards, you know, journaling cards. These are different. It's just because the birds on both, they are different. If you look, that one's got the paper that way, and that hasn't got the paper on it. First time I sort of went, I double looked on that. So that's the kit. It's absolutely gorgeous, and that's in Paulette's Zibbit store, which I'll link below later, and it's called Nature's Blush. Now what I've done is I've made a folio. At this time of year, people are thinking about making a lot of presents, and they're also thinking about cost, particularly if you want to go and post something to somebody. Now I've made this one, I've actually filled this one quite full, and I've made this by backing it in the middle with some bits of spare card that I had hanging around. You can make this stiffer by using, you know, an envelope that you get from Amazon. They're absolutely great because they've got that lovely thick card in, or you can just leave it by printing it on card, depending on how you are giving this away and how you are sending it. I've not put a tie on the moment, but I will be putting a tie on when I do my next video, which will be playing with BB crafts and the things that I'm going to do on the folio. I thought this would be better if you just tied it with a piece of sari, silk, ribbon, lace, whatever. Because if you put, say, a grommet in here, if you're in and out of this all the time, this is going to pull. And if you attach inside, because the idea is that this is going to be used quite a lot, again, it's going to pull. And the other thing I thought is if somebody had a Midori style type journal, this would fit lovely in underneath the elastic. And it would also be really, really lovely as the centre of a journal if they took the bits out. So they could, you know, once they've used the envelopes and the stationery, they could then use this in a journal. So this is the basic of it. So this side, I've just printed some of Paulette's paper off, and I've backed it so it's the same image on both sides. So this will be lovely writing paper. And I've actually popped 4 in mine. And how I've layered them up inside the pocket is by putting them opposites, so that you're going to have this bit on here and this bit on here, so that when you pop it into your folder, you're not going to have so much bulk either side. So it'll make it lay a little bit flatter. So that's the printed paper which pops in this side. And on the front here, this isn't actually stationery per se, but this is a lovely little bookmark. And the bookmarks are so easy to make. You just cut them out and you stick one on the back of another. And I've just popped a little grommet in there. And I thought it'd be lovely to have a little bookmark just tucked in there. And it's the same place that you would stick a tag. If you wanted to make a tag, you could pop a tag in here. And it would be great if you know, you're going to use this for journaling later on. Then I printed out the envelopes in 2 sizes. So this is full page, and it gives a lovely, lovely size. And I've not stuck these down yet because I was thinking, if you left them open, people could write on this bit. Or they could then use this, if they want to write a letter in it, they could glue it. So you've got the options of having somewhere where you can write, or you can use it as an actual envelope. And I've popped 4 of those on the back, and then I've done 4 of the little tiny ones, and these are printed on half size, and they are so cute. And obviously they're straight in there. Now these are the journaling cards, and I've made a little belly band on the front of this pocket, and I've just popped them all straight in on the front, because having them in there, they can then take one out. If you're sending, I don't know, if you've had a sale on it, see for example, and you haven't got any business cards, you can write a wee message on the back and pop that in. You can send it in an envelope. There's so many little uses you could make at this size of card. And these have got some lovely little words on them. Achieve, continue, the next chapter. And I just thought these was just so lovely. And there's love on that one. And you could just pop them in the front, and they could be used as a little message card or whatever, you know. Because I mean, the traditional stationery little boxes that used to get years ago, all you had in them was writing paper and envelopes. That was it. You didn't get anything else, unless the person who gave it to you gave you some stamps. So I thought this was such a lovely little way of doing a stationery folio and showing off this gorgeous kit. And also this folio, if you decide later on you want to make one like this, you can extend it. You can put pockets on the front or pockets on the back, and they are so quick and easy to do. So that's the little folio. I've kept it, as I say, plain at the moment, and I will be doing a bit more work on this later. And I've got all the measurements for you. Now, I don't normally measure. I just like to cut and go. That's basically how I do it. Now, the folio, when I print on my Epson, I have a little, tiny little border round it. So what I do is I cut off the border first. And once I've cut the border off, I get a piece that's about 11 by 7 3/4 inches or 28.5 centimetres by 20 centimetres. And then I get the 2 pieces of paper and I literally just pop them onto a piece of card. I've used some old card that was sitting around and then folded it in the middle. You do need to score, because otherwise these don't, you know, because it's quite thick, it doesn't bend that well. Now, I've not sewn round this one yet because this is the demo one, but I have sewn round here, and you can see it gives a really lovely effect. But if you can't sew, you don't have to. This is the whole point of making something. You do it in your way. Or again, you can use stamp around it, or you can use the faux stitching that we did before with a pen. Now, the little pieces, the long pocket, I hope you can still see this. If I'll bring it up, you might be able to see that. The long pocket is 7 3/4 inches by 3, or 20 centimetres by 7.5 centimetres. That's the long pocket. I will put all these down below, but you don't really need them. I'll show you how you don't really need them. And then the small pocket that sits on top of it here is 3 by 3. Then the right hand pocket here is 5.5 by 3.5, and that's your little pocket on that side. And then you've got a little belly band, which is 5.5 by 1.25 inches, and that pops on the other side. Now, you don't have to measure. This is what I prefer to do, is not to actually measure. So what I would do is I'm just going to get a piece of paper here that I've printed some bits on, and that's things falling over. I would do this. I would get the bit of card, and I would put the card up like this, and I would get a pencil, and I would say, right, well, that's how long that is. And then I would cut there. That's how I prefer to do it. Like on this side, again, I would just put the paper down. I would say, right, well, that's where the crease is, but you want it in a little bit. You don't want it right up on the crease, because if you have it right up on the crease, when you fill and stuff the folio, it won't close properly. And then you want to come in a little bit this side, and that's the length. And you can eyeball, you know roughly what 3 inches is, and you'd just go like that, and you'd say, right, well, that's how big my piece is. So you don't have to measure. That is the lovely thing of doing a folio like this. You really don't have to measure. It is so easy to do, but I know some people do like the exact measurements, so I've done the exact measurements for those who really need it. And this is how you pop it together, as easy as anything, and that's where you get your folio, just like that. Now, the little bookmarks, I've actually made the other ones up. Again, are so easy to do. You can do it 2 ways. I think the easiest way is to cut all these pieces out. Just use your trimmer if you've got one. And then I laid the 5 out along like this, and I just laid the 5 down, all the different designs, and then I popped the other 5 on top so that they would all be different. I wouldn't end up with, say, this one and this one on the same one. You know, this pattern is now different on the other side. That's how I did it. Now, on the one that I made, I popped a little grommet in the corner. I thought that would be different, just to pop it in the corner. And this is one of the butterflies that I got from BB Crafts, just up here in the corner. And I've put some seam binding that I got off eBay right into the corner, which makes it look really nice. And the envelopes, now if you're going to cut these out on a scan and cut, when you get these envelopes in the download, let me just find the envelope in here quickly. One end has got a bit of a thicker line than the other end. It is just the way that they've been drawn. And the scan and cut are really strange, because they're quite temperamental. Oh, I can actually see that. See the envelope? There it is. There's the envelope. They're quite temperamental. I'm hoping you can see that this end is fractionally thicker than this end on the cut line. So when you go to cut these on the Scan and Cut, if you put them in where you've got the two little circles where you can either cut directly on the line, which means it will cut right on the edge here, come in by 1.5 millimeters. Then you won't have any black on it at all. It will cut out perfectly. You won't have any of the black showing on it. If you like the black, keep the black on. I personally prefer it without the black. I think it just looks nicer when you're presenting something to somebody. Over here, we call fussy cutting, where you go right up to the very edge of all the images. In America, you call it kiss cutting, and you have like a little line round. So there's a little line that runs round, and it means you don't have to go into all those little nooks and crannies. But we're strange over here. We cut right close, and I know the Australians do because I've seen some lovely things cut out by Kerry. So that's our folio. That's our gorgeous kit, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So have a wonderful Sunday. I will be popping up another video later. I'm keeping this quite short, as I say, because the net is absolutely appalling at the moment, and the weather is terrible, and it is very cold here, and there has already been snow. We often get snow here quite early. November it's not, you know, quite often, and we've even had it in June. It just depends on how the weather feels like at the time. So do enjoy this. Do try and have a go at making one of these folios. If this was done in a Christmas paper, you could have it with Christmas ephemera in it. Obviously, when you send something and it's for Christmas Day and people open it Christmas Day, if they're a journaler, it's great. You can have Christmas stuff in it because they can use the ephemera in their December dailies, in their memories of the photos that they've taken in their journals, and it's great. But a normal person, if you get something on Christmas Day, it's like getting a Christmas jumper Christmas Day. You're not going to wear that jumper after Christmas, are you? So you've got this lovely Christmas jumper, but you can't really wear it again till next year. Just thoughts. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Do have a look at this. I'll link Paulette's group, which has some lovely challenges in it, and the ephemera in there, they put a lot of printables, and they're all copyright free. Every day there's something going in there. And of course Paulette has her club. She does a club each month, and I have already shown some of the pictures of some of the clubs, and you get emails every day, and you have about 200 printables in these, and they are gorgeous. And because they are vintage, they are just the most beautiful pictures. I mean, at Halloween, I showed you some of them with a Halloween on, and Jane has also shown them from the Crafty Shed Davis, and they were lovely because they are the beautiful vintage ones. And we're now getting the Christmas images through, so I'm going to print off some of the Christmas images to show you that Paulette's doing in the club for this month, for the October club. And if you're going to be doing your December dailies, or you're going to be doing journals or anything, and you'd like the really lovely old pictures that you would have on your toffee tins, your biscuit tins, and that would have been sent in cards, absolutely gorgeous, these would be perfect. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Have a lovely Sunday. It has quietened down a little bit outside, so I'm hoping I can get on the net, because I'm supposed to be doing a live with Thelma and Susie tonight. They have a live on, but for me it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so I've been adjusting my body clock so I can be up at 2 o'clock in the morning to join them, because they have so much fun and they're such lovely lasses. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll speak to you all soon.